be bumping.
Hey guys, it's Kyne. In my last video, we transformed into Hades from Disney's Hercules. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I styled the wig to make this tall, two-tone, fiery look. Let's get started. For this style, you're going to want to have your base wig, which I got a pretty cheap blue lace front, but also a lighter blue wig that does not have to be lace front, just get a full cap, because I'm going to start cutting it up anyway into the individual hair wefts. We're basically creating like sew-in extensions out of this. If you can find bundles or extensions that are already in the color you want, you can skip over doing this step, but I find cosplay wigs are so easy and cheap to find, and they already come in lots of different colors. You don't have to use the entire wig though, by the way. If you just want little peekaboos of hair here and there, you can just use a few tracks. So now I've got my base wig here mounted on a wig block, and you're gonna sew a track of the light blue hair right against a track of the dark blue hair. It might look like I'm just sewing on an arbitrary spot here, but I'm actually parting through the base wig to expose the tracks, which is like those horizontal lines that go all along the cap. And you want to sew the extensions right against those lines because it's just something sturdy to anchor the thread to. If you watched my Christina Aguilera dirty hair video where I cut up a black wig and sewed that into a blonde wig, this is the exact same thing. The process of sewing in the hair with a needle in hand is pretty laborious, but it's more unclockable than using just clip-in extensions where you can kind of see the clip and where all the hair is kind of just clumped into one place. Another alternative to this would be to just glue them in with hot glue. I wouldn't recommend that if you wanted to wear your wig multiple times and restyle it, or even take the extensions out by just cutting out the threads. One way to make it easier on yourself is you can sew 2 or 3 tracks of hair at a time so your fingers kind of get a break from all the sewing. But after I'm done, I'm just brushing this through and you can see it looks really good. I'm gonna start chopping off the hair at the ends because I actually tried doing this style on the long hair. It just didn't stay up. This is actually my second attempt at doing all of this, and I discovered it's much easier when the hair is shorter. So now it's kind of at that shoulder length, can I speak to your manager haircut. And I know my hair cutting skills are kind of cringeworthy. I never cut my wigs unless I absolutely need to, but we're gonna be curling this and putting it all up anyway, so you won't really be able to tell how shitty of a job it is. And then I'm going to start curling the hair by putting it up in rollers. It doesn't really have to be super neat since everything's going to be like coiffed up and teased, but make sure you get all of the hair. It's always weird if there's like one strand that's still straight. These are called wire mesh rollers. I use them all the time, and once the entire wig is in rollers, you want to set it with steam underneath a plastic bag so that the hair is really trapped in a cloud of hot steam. This is the easiest part of the process. Putting it in the rollers usually takes me like 30 minutes, and then I steam it for about 1 minute or 2, and I just let that dry overnight. Taking out these rollers now, it's the next day here, and you can expose those curls. But now comes the challenge of forming these into the updo and giving them the shape and the structure. You guessed it, I'm gonna start teasing now. You wanna take sections that are a little smaller than the ones that you used to put the hair in rollers. Smaller sections just give a stronger tease, I find, and I'm back combing at the roots, spraying a little bit of hairspray on it to give it some grit to hold on to. As you move towards the middle of the head, like where the crown is, you can get a little bit more rough with your brush. The reason why is because unlike the front sections, which need to be smoothed out, the hair in the middle is kind of going to be hidden, so you can pack the hair down more and tease the entire length of it as opposed to just teasing the roots, because this just gives you a little bit more structure and height and just kind of adds a big nest of hair in the middle there. The idea of teasing, besides giving volume, is that it makes the hair less resistant to standing up. It's also why we had to cut it shorter. The teasing gives more support at the root, and the haircut took away some weight, so both of these play a role in helping to make the hair defy gravity. Now that I'm done teasing everything, what you're seeing now is I'm brushing the hair, making it smooth, but I'm also arranging it up, and I need a little bit of help making it stand up. So what I'm doing is I'm tackling each individual strand of hair and clipping it up, so that the hair in the back, I'm clipping it up against that middle cloud of hair that I made, and then making sure I also smooth it out with a brush so it looks cleaner. So the process now after teasing is basically smooth it out, add hairspray, and then clip it to the big body of hair with just a little alligator clip. And I do this all around the wig. So now would be the time to smooth things out and cover the bald spots. Make sure that light blue hair is showing the way you want it to. So when clipping the hair to stand up, be smart about it. If there's a long curl that you want to lay a certain way, maybe you want to leave a piece out to brush up against your forehead or down below your ear if that's your style. I wanted all the hair to be up, just like I kind of stuck my head in front of a big fan. My main idea was that I wanted the hair to resemble fire, just like Hades' hair. So the top I left a little bit more wild, unkempt, untamed, and it's why, like I said, we wanted to let the middle of the hair be teased more roughly. When you're finally happy with how everything looks, seal everything and make it rock hard with a blow dryer on low heat and then cold air after, simultaneously hairspraying everything. When the hair feels almost like crispy fried chicken, it's probably enough hairspray. You'll know it's enough because you should now be able to take out all of those clips and the hair will still hold its shape. If not, you can always add some bobby pins too if you have any trouble spots that cannot stay up. This is the finished hairstyle, you guys. Looks way better than the first attempt. I don't even want to show you. The key really was to cut the hair pretty short and work in small sections so you're not overwhelmed by everything. This is a style that might look wild and punk rock, but it really takes time and care and discipline because you can't just let the hair do whatever it wants when you're making it go against gravity. But the result is definitely worth it. I think it pulled the whole look together. If you haven't already seen the makeup tutorial for my Hades look, be sure to check that out and subscribe for more tutorials all of October. Until my next video, I hope you guys are well, and I'll see you next time.